Hi guys, and welcome back to the Revit architectural training tutorial. In this chapter, we are going to learn about the wall tool. In this tutorial, I show you how to create wall elements, including how to control their placement. Let's begin. When you select walls from the architecture menu, the properties palette type selector will change to allow you access all the different available wall types. Please note that the types you see when you open the type selector depend on the Revit template you are using. As you scroll down the list of available types, notice that they are split into three different groups. The three groups are basic wall, curtain wall and stacked wall. The first group is basic wall. These are the wall types that you are probably going to end up using most of the time. This group contains the most common used walls types. The second group is curtain wall. These wall types allow you to create modular facades. They allow you to create walls which can be subdivided, vertically and horizontally, into separate panels. Curtain walls play host to curtain grids and also mullions. The last of the wall type groups is stacked wall. These wall types are fundamentally just containers for a number of other wall types. The wall types within a stacked wall container are stacked vertically. Stacked walls are really useful where your design contains walls that change type at different heights. Okay, so let's create some basic walls. First, ensure you are in the correct floor plan view. Your choice of floor plan should match the level you wish the base of the wall to start from. Now switch to the Architecture menu tab, Build panel, and hit Wall. As soon as you hit Wall, the options bar will change. Via this bar, you have quick access to options for setting the height of your wall, the location line position, chain of wall segments, offset to be applied to the wall position, and radius to your wall segment. Be sure to change the wall type to the one you want, if it is not currently selected. You can now click in the floor plan view to designate the start point of your wall. After your initial click, move your cursor to define the direction and length of the first wall segment. Note how Revit present temporary dimensions to help you gauge the length of the wall you are defining. One important decision you will need to make before placing your wall segments is which location line setting are you going to use. Your range of options is shown in the drop-down selector. It can be accessed either from the options bar or the properties palette. So what exactly is this location line parameter? A wall's location line property specifies which of its vertical planes is used to position the wall in relation to the path you sketch, or otherwise specify in the drawing area. Regardless of the wall type, you can select any of the following planes, either on the options bar, or on the properties palette. Wall centerline plane. Core centerline plane. Finish face, exterior plane. Finish face, interior plane. Core face, exterior core plane. Core face, interior core plane. When you draw a wall from left to right, its exterior face is at the top by default. To control and adjust the base constraints and the height of your wall, there are a series of instance parameters in the Properties palette that will display when you select a wall. Base constraint is where the base of the wall is constrained to. This is the level on which you place the wall. You can choose from a drop-down list that shows the current levels in your model. Top constraint is where the top of the wall is constrained to. If you set this on unconnected, you specify the wall's unconnected height. You can also choose from a drop-down list that shows the current levels in your model. Base offset, this is a numeric value, either positive or negative, that is added to the height of the base constraint parameter value of your wall. Top offset, this is a numeric value, either positive or negative, that is added to the height of the top constraint parameter value of your wall. You can change the parameters for a wall or multiple walls before or after create them. You can also do it individually, or multiple walls at the same time. To create a new wall type, you simply select an existing wall type that is closest to what you are trying to achieve, and then hit Edit Type. It is super important, before you do anything else, hit the duplicate button and create your own new type. Never modify an existing wall type. As we already learned in a previous chapter, when you change any type parameter, the change affects all the elements. Remember, after duplicate the wall type, give it a new name. Once you have created a new wall type, go ahead and change its type parameters. In Revit, walls are frequently asymmetrical. Consequently, this means they have a direction, and as such, it does make a difference as to how you define them in your model. The convention is that you should draw your walls in Revit in a clockwise direction. If we want to put 4 walls into Revit, it doesn't matter which one we start with. But as we are clicking to define our start and end points, we need to make sure we're doing so in a clockwise order. This will ensure that the outside layers of our walls are indeed on the outsides of the building. If you happen to have drawn your walls in the wrong direction, don't worry. Simply select the wall element in question, and a small double arrow icon will appear close to the wall. By clicking on this icon, the wall will change its orientation.